topic, which is abortion. And the first question does go to you, Mr. Pinion. Should women in New York have the legal right to have an abortion?
Women in New York have the right to have an abortion. It's been codified into law before Roe v. Wade was ever passed. It remains codified in New York state law.
But do you believe that women in New York should have the legal right to have an abortion?
Women in New York have the right to have an abortion.
I'm asking about your personal.
I'm running for United States Senate, Susan. The reality
opinion
is that at the end of the day, that is the law of the land in the state of New York. From my perspective, again, when we have these conversations, we're not talking about the fentanyl that's killing people all across this state, the northern regions and North Country that impact the most. No, we're here talking about an issue that is settled law in New York State amongst people who are running for federal office. So again, I think that we should stop lying to women. I think that we should stop weaponizing.
Do you support a proposed ban, national ban on abortion after 15 weeks?
I do not support a national ban because the Supreme Court just said that it was a matter reserved for the states. I think that we should have less patience for politicians that use their perch to knowingly pass legislation that violates the law. And they've been doing it for a very long time. And so Chuck Schumer will say whatever he's going to say. Lindsey Graham's going to say whatever he's going to say. They're both willing to lie for the headlines and the votes. It's wrong, and it needs to stop.
Mr. Schumer, in many states, a teenager can have an abortion without her parents' consent or knowledge, but can't get an aspirin from a school nurse without parental authorization. Do you support any restrictions or parental notification regarding abortion access for minors?
First, let me say you can see that my opponent doesn't want to answer the question directly, and it is very relevant because Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, and a large number of the senators he will ally with have said they want a national ban, a national ban. And so if people don't want that national ban, which would overrule New York's law, they have to elect Democrats to the Senate because we want to preserve a woman's right to choose with Roe and all its protections. If you elect Republican senators, you will face a national abortion ban. And I understand it's very unpopular, but my opponent doesn't want to speak clearly to it. As for your specific question, I support Roe and all the protections that have been written into it. And that was the law before the Supreme Court decision. And that should continue to be the law.
So when I ask you if you support any restrictions or parental notification regarding minors, the answer is no.
No, there are restrictions in Roe, but the law has allowed parental consent for young people who would be afraid to tell their parents and be faced with the kind of back alley abortions that we've seen in the past.
Did you want to respond to that?
Yeah, just to be clear. So obviously, he also did not want to answer the question. He likes to talk about answering the question the way that they want you to answer it when it's convenient for him. To be clear, again, I just want to reiterate, Mitch McConnell did not send me here. I am not an 82-year-old white man from Kentucky. I'm a 39-year-old black man from Yonkers who simply wants to have a conversation about the fact that our black children are not reading at grade level, and that our southern border has been turned into a gangster's paradise. And that yet, unfortunately, when you're actually talking about what happens in D.C., you have people who think that we're just a rubber stamp based on the letter next to our name or the voter registration card. So again, there's only one person on this stage who's received $80,000 from the Trump family. It's you. And there's only one person on this stage whose family has given money to Mitch McConnell. That is also you.
Thank you.